Well, hello there, and thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. If you are a returning visitor, thank you again for being here. I wanted to discuss a little bit about Shattered Space, and mainly things that, no one's really talking about, besides, the 50 points of interest and it all being on one planet or one sector of stars. Everyone's really obsessed with that, but I want to take a moment of your time to consider and maybe appreciate the moment of Starfield before Shattered Space. I feel how everyone, wanted to know more about House of Varun and felt like maybe Shattered Space was supposed to be at the beginning of the game or like released with the game initially, but they couldn't, so now it's a DLC. I am excited for Shattered Space, and I'm trying to really soak in and savor the Starfield universe and the areas and like even the characters in Starfield before the update comes, because I want to relate it. Hopefully, if you've played Fallout 4, I think the lack of House Varun and not knowing where they're at and like their faction and even having a home city is really going to bring the impactfulness of when we discover them. Like when you discover the Institute. You go nearly a third or half of that game of the storyline like not really knowing if they're real, thinking they're going to be something else. I thought it was going to be like a makeshift thing or like totally a myth, or like everything what people thought the Institute was totally different, and then you find out it is exactly, if not more crazy than what you thought, and it completely changed the game. And I feel that is what Shattered Space will do after we play it, and there'll be a weird point, or it'll be a different chapter obviously with the game when we look back on Starfield before Shattered Space and what it was like before House Varun was more known. And maybe some of you people who come after Shattered Space, you'll know a little bit of that if you just postpone going and dealing with the Shattered Space DLC and really like have the Starfield universe before Varun. But I know everyone's going to be jumping in there, and so a lot of people who haven't really been playing Starfield are just going to jump in and get to the Shattered Space stuff immediately as soon as they can, just to try, because they want to do something different than, whatever they call Borefield, everyone who hates the original Starfield content. But I really think we're going to come to, especially fans of us who have been playing since the beginning, are going to really appreciate the negative space that we've had with House Varun, and now actually coming to see them and having this big reveal is going to change the whole game and how we feel, about the Starfield universe, just how we felt differently about the Commonwealth Wasteland after we discovered the Institute, or even in Fallout 3 when the Enclave actually came and we're like, oh my gosh, they aren't just iBots roaming the Wasteland, they're actually a faction, and they are now a major threat that I did not even intend to deal with, and those were just such beautiful moments, I think, in some of those games. I'm kind of blanking maybe on what Skyrim's would be, maybe just like the Civil War battle, but that's not really the same equivalent. There wasn't anything that was kind of teased besides like maybe dragons, but that's right tied within the main quest, So I think it's I think it's important to really appreciate this time before House Varun, because after, I think the choices that we're going to make in Shattered Space they could be the equivalent of, when you complete the Fallout 4 quest and different factions now inhabit Diamond City and other settlements with their flag and banners all raised up, or different, I don't want to say species, but like factions will be wandering around now. You know, like if you side with the Institute, there'll be synths all over Diamond City. If you side with the Brotherhood, there'll be Brotherhood of Steel soldiers all over. And the game can completely change. And I think that's going to be fun and breathe a whole new, breath of life into the game. Just like when you step out after killing or dealing with Kellogg, and the Brotherhood of Institute, or the Brotherhood of Steel blimp, the Pridwin flies above, and I remember that being like a jaw dropping, like, what the, oh, this game's only getting started. And that's kind of what I'm feeling will happen with Shattered Space, and I think it will be like its own contained area, a little bit like, obviously, Far Harbor, and, you'll have your whole inner faction dealings with, like, Far Harbor had something like that where there was like the children of Adam, and then there were the people of the town of Far Harbor, and like who are you going to side with, who are you going to choose. I think it's going to be a lot more complicated and nuanced than that. Just already seeing what we know of House of Rune and their history, and knowing Andreja and anyone else that we've talked to about the politics, and like the split between the Zealots and the peaceful House of Ruin members, we'll obviously have a choice. And I could see it almost coming out to where House of Ruin is now another third faction, and it becomes like a fourth major city, just like Neon, Aquila City, and New Atlantis. You can go to Dazra, and there'll be more people there, and they'll be trying to open their borders, per se, like a Cuba situation or something, or South Korea, where there's the split, and now they're trying to open themselves to the world and accept more culture and be part of the galactic trade. Or you can side with the Zealots and may officially get back or restore House of Ruin to its schizophrenic ways almost, and cut itself off from everyone, and probably maybe even Nuka World, where you can have the raiders come and attack and take over places. You could probably do that. Maybe not the same mechanics, but to that extent that you'll see zealots attacking more settlements now, and you'll be seen as an enemy, kind of how if you join the Crimson Fleet, there'll be certain factions will be against you because they'll know that you're a Varun zealot. I think there's going to be a lot of different ways it's going to affect the world, because obviously people have been requesting that, and that's kind of what Bethesda's known for, as it adds DLCs and content to the game. And I am, like I said, just trying to savor all of this before Shattered Space completely changes Starfield from the way I've known it this last year, and expands the universe in different ways, because it's going to tie in with the Unity. It's going to probably change our idea of going through the Unity and what that actually means for a character, and morally, and that might be a curse on our souls. I think the Unity might be something that's not entirely good. That should be also be a whole nother video, but I think it's very suspicious that we have a whole ship and spacesuits that we just appear with after we go through the Unity, because the creators gave them to us. Who the hell are the creators? Probably something to do with the Great Serpent. And I think that's kind of what the House of Varun are going through, is they are almost summoning their whole city or species with the Unity, merging them, or bringing the Unity into the 3D space, almost like a Stranger Things type of way. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be interesting and weird. Hopefully it's not too magical, and I think it's still going to tie in with just quantum physics and parallel universes and other realities, which I'm okay with because that's still pretty sci-fi. But Starfield will never be the same after Shattered Space. and take a minute just to appreciate your game and your character in the universe that in the way that you see Starfield, because you'll always remember that after Shattered Space. You will have you will not know it now, but after Shattered Space and comparing the game to and going through, you're going to see your original time with Starfield as this whole other chapter, this whole different part of your, life in the game. And I think it's going to be unique and enrich the game. But that's more of the nuanced parts of these Bethesda games that people don't really see on the surface. They're just looking for content and new missions and stuff. But us true fans, and obviously the people who like Starfield, I see you and hear you out in the comments and on the videos on YouTube. We appreciate the atmosphere of Starfield, and it's about to change. For the better, I think, to give us more depth and contrast. So I just wanted to say that little, rant-ish about what to expect with Starfield and how it's going to change. And savor the moment, because right now is a calm before the storm. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for listening. I hope you have a great day. Bye.